everyone, it is AD with Kosmostrology, and I'm going to be doing your Cosmo Quickie. So this week, we are looking at what is my next chapter. So this is just dipping our toe into some things to look forward to. I'm sure that will expand, eventually, but there's a lot of changes happening. And so I just wanted to look, I did a personal reading for myself last night, and I was just like, maybe I'm not the only one who needs this specific message to just be like, what's freaking next? What's next? So that's what we're looking into. Okay, guys? So thank you so much for your continued support. Welcome back to the channel if you are old, and welcome if you are new. We are so happy to have you here as we grow and expand, guys. Please keep in mind that this is my timed top of the week reading. So it's going to be quick. And yeah, I'm not fully back. I'm not taking any new clients right now, but that should change next week when I get back home. So I'm still in the middle of traveling. I don't know how I'm going to be posting this week, but next week I should be back in the rhythm and the swing of things. So just bear with me, guys. I thank you so much for your patience in the meantime. And yeah, let's get to your messages. So take a moment, meditate, see which image or numbers speak to you throughout these three, and then I'll meet you over at your piles. So let's hop straight into it, guys. So I'm going to put this to the side. Oops. I'm going to put this to the side. Move this down. So this is going to be our pile number 1111. So hello, this is if you pick pile number 1 for your Cosmo Quickie this week, and we are going to be looking into what is your next chapter, guys. So I'm AD with Kosmostrology, and let's hop straight into it. I'm going to go ahead and hit this timer. Friendly reminder, I do subscribe to Vedic Astrology, so my placements could be different than yours, but the energies will read about the same. So let's go into it. Put this over here, and let's hop into it. So this is if the image that you pick. So I'm imagining like this is kind of giving me storm vibes, but also I'm being drawn to the bottom where it's kind of like that lava energy. So I do feel like there's going to be like a fresh start, a new beginning, but it might come in the sense of a storm. Like it might be a little bit of a whirlwind of change. Okay, so a lot of change is happening very quickly, a lot of information coming at you. So let's look into your cards. So we're starting off with 9th house, faith, Sagittarius energy. So what is your next chapter? Okay, so you could find yourself more spiritual, more spiritually inclined, or just feeling like you're lined up with your life's path. With the image of the palm here, that's, your life's path. So maybe you feel like you're moving towards it. Wow, part of fortune increase. So good luck is on its way. Both of these cards signify good luck and changes. So changes for the better. So this is beautiful. Let's keep going. Lunar eclipse change. What did I say? So there's going to be some major changes that are coming in towards you, but it is for the best. I just heard Beyonce, I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. So I think it's really positive. I do think that you're going to be feeling yourself. You're going to be feeling your body. Perhaps pile 1, you're developing or you're developed. I'm not sure how. It doesn't even matter how old, young you are. It's just like you're feeling your body, you're feeling yourself, you're finally stepping into alignment. You understand the power of your own divine femininity or divine masculinity. But I'm really picking up on the feminine energy here. Again, not gender specific, energy specific, okay? Wow, North Node, life's purpose. What did I say? You're aligning with your life's purpose. It's going to be a whirlwind how you get there. So this is your next chapter, guys. You are going to be feeling yourself. You're going to be understanding your faith, how it works for you. There are going to be some major changes. You're going to be different. Whatever it is that you're doing now, it's going to be different. It's going to cause increase. There's going to be a lot abundance coming towards you with Rahu being reflected here under this increase. Rahu is like, it's the top head of a dragon, so it's just chomp, 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 chomp. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going. So it's perfect to be paired with the increase. So you kind of have like this, pit bull, right? Energy that's bringing in all these blessings, pile 1. So this is really great start. Yeah, Grand Cross Provoker. So major changes. Like I said, it's gonna feel like a storm at first, but then it is going to align with 3 and 8. So you're working on building possibly your own new social circle, social network. There's going to be people who are entering into your life, new friendships that are going to be entering into your life. But I do think that you're just going to be abundant overall. So that's what your next chapter is looking like thus far, which is super beautiful. Let's keep moving. Leo energy, right? That ego is going to be built up, and I think in a very beautiful way. Yeah, you're going to start believing in yourself with the Sagittarius. I believe in myself. I believe that I am capable. I believe that I am attractive. I believe that I am a queen. I am a king. I can conquer anything. So you're really stepping into that sun energy. So there's a cockiness that's coming with this. So just be mindful. But I do think that it's for the best. I do think that there's a level of arrogance with you where you really understand, like, hey, I'm the shit. I'm the shit. Oh man. Ego. I just heard Ego by Tribe Called Quest, featuring Andre 3000. If you don't know that song, it's a great song. But ego, it's been on my mind. But yeah, your ego is coming into place. Libra, so balance, again, Venetian energy being paired with the sun. So I do feel like this is for a lot of you, this does have to deal with appearances. This does have to deal with your body. Perhaps you've like been working out or changing a goal, or you just learning to appreciate and celebrate your body. That's very important. This is not a shallow energy at all, because I think that you're laying the foundation for your own like external happiness. Some of you are stepping into the person that you feel like you've been on the inside. Now you're that person on the outside. I just watched the Wendy Williams Lifetime documentary, and let me tell you, I have so much respect for that woman. I was never a huge Wendy Williams fan. I didn't dislike her at all, but I didn't particularly care for her. I didn't really know much about her. I'm not really into pop culture like that. I'm trying to get more into it, but so I'm not the best person to talk, to do a pop culture review. But she had this image where, her boobs are huge, and she was obviously not born like that. And she had this moment in her movie where she was just like, I want to be able to express myself how I feel on the inside. I have big titty energy, so I need my titties to match my energy. And so she went out and bought them, and she's kept them, and she's been rocking them, and she feels way more comfortable in herself. So it could be something of that degree. It doesn't have to be that, but I just feel like there's something inside of you that you wanted to express, and now you're going to have the ability to express yourself in an outward fashion, which is super great. Speaking of fashion, so that's absolutely coming in for you. Neptune in Piscean energy, and again, more like, it's not Jupiter because it's Neptune, but because Jupiter also rules Pisces, I'm just again being called to the blessings that are coming in. You're really discovering yourself. I feel like this is more of a daydream, like Daydream in Blue. You are just being able, the person that you've imagined, you're now stepping into that energy. Like I said, just be mindful that you're still being grounded, that you still are being realistic in that way, but the sky is the limit. So again, it's a thin line that you're toting, but I do imagine that it is going to be for the benefit of yourself, because you're going to see yourself, see your relationships in a different light. People are just going to be looking at you thinking that, like, oh shiz, this person is the shiznit, this person is the biznayi. I want to get to know them, but there's a very ethereal quality that's surrounding you. So have fun in this energy. It's very mysterious. Aha, Cancer. So strong July. So perhaps we have people with birthdays coming up, or just July is going to be a major month for you, depending on when you find this video. But yeah, I do imagine that, like, you're going to be balancing out your emotion. You have to be able to balance out your emotion with your ego is really what I'm hearing. And then we have, Earth. So there's a groundedness. So that's why I'm like, you're toting a very thin line, which is spectacular, because I think that this is important. And for whoever you are, it's just like, maybe you haven't had the most confidence growing up in the world. So like, now you're building up all this confidence, but with confidence comes, arrogance sometimes. And so it will be humbled. So it's just making sure that you keep your emotions in check for this next chapter, because you are going to be doing so well. You are going to be very attractive. So you don't want to get caught up in the hype. Pretty as important as it is, I think that I'm a very vain person, trust me. So I always think that, you should look your best to feel your best. But at the same time, looks isn't everything. Venus is a very important planet, but it's not the most important, okay? So just be mindful that you're not beginning to build your entire identity off of these new looks and friendships and all these people that you're meeting, because it is a very blessed time. that being said, be grounded, stay practical, stay realistic, you know, use this time period where you're feeling yourself to your advantage, but just remember that, like, hey, you know, there's new hot tamales being born every day, turning 18 every day. So it's a very limited window when you base, you know, your worth off of more Venetian things. So that's just something to be mindful about. Don't want to dwell. So let's keep going. But overall, really exciting energy. Okay, wow, the Ace of Cups. So that's why I'm here and feeling myself Beyonce, but I feel like this Ace of Cups is falling in love with yourself, falling in love with you, falling in love with your passions, understanding that, like, you are that biatch, you are that nignog. You know, when you step into the room, it's like, I came in with my dick in my hand, you know. I just get that energy completely. The 5 of Swords to the 9 of Swords. So let's keep going. But I feel like this is more of a past energy, honestly. I do. And I feel like, or you're working through this energy currently right now, where there's just been a misunderstanding of your self-worth and how you relate. And so now you've been battling yourself. But once you break out of this shell, I do imagine that you're going to be greeted with a lot of love and abundance. So this is your next chapter. So let's keep going. Oh, the Hermit card. To the Sun in the middle of the deck, what I say? To the Fool card. So once you come out of the darkness and step into the light, Leo energy reflected again, paired with some Mars. I get here Aries. There's going to be this leap of faith. And that goes back to that Sagittarius energy that we were talking over. You've done the self-work. You've done the self-love thing. Now it's time for you to get back into the sun. Like I said, July could be a really hot month for you. You could be very flirty. You could just be getting, like, that confidence. Like, maybe you thought that you weren't going to have people who are very attracted to you. And so you start meeting people who are just like, oh my gosh, I think you're gorgeous. I think you're beautiful. Da, 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 da. Again, outside validation, right? It's a tricky thing because you need it sometimes, you know. You have to, in order to know who you are, you have to be able to see how you fit in a room with other people, right? So that's why it's I hope that you're understanding what I'm saying, Pile One, because it is imperative, absolutely, for you to see how you fit into the world, because I don't think that you've given yourself enough credit because you've been in hermit mode for a very long time. So once you step into it and you see how well you're received by other people, you're gonna be quite surprised. But mind you, all of the love and validation has to come from within, because people are very fickle, okay? So you could be the love, you know, you could be loved one day and hated the most, especially in the culture that we live in. That's not to steer you astray from being your best self and living your best life, not at all. But it's just to be mindful that, listen, you haven't been giving yourself enough credit for how you'll be received out into the world, but don't pin your entire life and your entire existence on being attractive right now, because people are fickle. You do much better when it comes from the inside, okay? So, and I think that you've just worked on your insides a lot, hence why, you know, it hasn't worked out. Hence why it hasn't worked out. So I'm kind of getting like, and when I say hasn't worked out, it hasn't worked out in the real world because you've been to yourself, reading books, quiet, hermit energy, Virgo represented here, Leo represented here. So that Virgo Leo cusp. So your birthday could easily be in September also, or August, September. So you've just been really careful to perfect and craft yourself and who you are, but now Spirit is asking you to really step out into the spotlight with that Sun card being there in the middle of your reading. So this is the next chapter for you. The 5 of Wands, the Princess of Wands, ooh, and the Emperor. Okay, wow, we're cooking with some grease. So look at this, the Ace of Cups, the Sun card to the Emperor. So there could easily be a Leo coming into your life. I'm also getting strong Aries. This person is very youthful. They carry a lot of control and dominance. I still get a youthful energy, even though it's an Emperor card, but there's going to be love that is coming in from the masculine. You're going to feel really, really great about that. This could be a father. This could be just a patriarch person, somebody with a lot of power. It could be a boss, but somebody that holds a lot of power is going to notice you and they're going to give you something. So this could be romantic. I don't know if it is. I'm not really getting the most romantic, to be honest, Pile One, not to, but I really just feel like this is the first step for you to understand your own power. I don't see a solid relationship. I see you really kind of doing your thing, especially with this mix of the Hermit card and the five of swords. Because of this hesitancy, I don't see you realistically jumping head first into like some relationship, but I do see you receiving attention, and I do see you getting recognized. And then we have the Fool here, so there's a leap of faith that Spirit is asking of you. Let's see. Please, oh man, quick plug. Follow me on Instagram if you don't already, because I talk about the transits that are happening right now. So Mercury is currently in Gatorade, so we're going backwards a little bit if this video finds you then. So just be mindful of that, because that's kind of what I'm getting here. It's like you want to get out there, you want to start, but I see you kind of taking a step back and not doing it fully until probably July, August. So that's okay that you're kind of waiting in this energy. You're going back and forth. You hear this reading. I think you believe it. I think that you're like, that sounds about right. But you're just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm really ready to like put myself on Instagram. I don't really know if I'm ready to like start that online dating profile. I'm not sure. But then when you are sure, it's going to be super beautiful when you do that. So I highly recommend. But look at this. We got the Ace of Cups, Nine of Swords, Five of Wands, and the Emperor. So that's another reason why I just feel like there's something here that where you're noticed by an Emperor, you're noticed by a masculine, but there's some outside source, outside energies that are influencing this connection and not in the best way. It could be third party, it could be work, it could just be like not the right time, but there's certainly some conflict that cause worry. There's competition. I don't think that it's a negative thing, though. I really don't. I think that this competition is necessary, again, to build your ego. Nothing comes easy. Nothing comes easy when it really is character building, because that's how character builds through hardship. So whatever this person is bringing, it does bring some sort of competition, but you do win. You are victorious, and I think that that's something that you'll be able to keep in your back pocket. You'll be able to be like, oh yeah, I was a hot tamale. Like I did this, I beat out all these other women, all these other men. So just being mindful of that. And again, building up that sun, masculine, Leo energy is so important, particularly because I don't think that you have in the past with all this, I wanted to say shadow energy, but it's not shadow energy, but maybe you like lurk in the shadow. Some of you could identify like vampires and, black cats and all that kind of mystical stuff. You just feel misunderstood, like you're, that hermit energy. So beautiful. So I guess your next chapter is going to be great, but it is going to involve a lot of male competition, regardless if you're the feminine or the masculine. If you're the feminine, then it's male attention for you. If you're the masculine, then it's competition just in work in general. But really take that leap of faith with the Fool card. Have fun. I see this being more positive. I see it bringing stress just because like there's a lot of social activities that are coming up, but with the Sun being in the middle of the card and even the Princess of Wands, this is supposed to be a fun time. So have fun. A lot of fun days ahead. Let's look into your oracle cards. Woo, the fates. Boom. So this is a fated connection that's coming in. I just feel like you're moving towards your divine destiny. This is like one of the first major or just a big chapter, one of the biggest chapters in your life, and it is going to be preordained here by the gods, by the pixies, by the fairies, by all of that stuff. They're going to be helping you through this next chapter, Pile 1. And so, I just got an image of Tinkerbell. So, you're going to be able to fly for sure with the fates here. So this is beautiful. We got 1, 7. That brings us to an 8. And again, this is just karma dealing with you, but 7 does represent competition. It is a defensive energy. Again, it's vigilance. It's defending your territory. So you are having to defend yourself, to build yourself up, to know who you are. So there are going to be issues that come towards you. There is going to be a bit of drama, but Spirit's not even trying to tap into that, really. Look at that. That's what I'm saying, because you win, and this is just going to be a part of life. It's a part of the game. When you're a baddie, you get haters. As Kanye West said, hater nignogs marry hater biatches and have hater kids. There'll always be haters. That's the way it is, okay? So the more that you shine and step into your Leo energy, the more kind of hate, jealousy you're going to attract. But I do think that you're more than equipped to handle it, and you have to handle it. You're not a bubble boy. You're not bubble girl. So this is fated energy, and you are strong. 8, it's karmic. This has to happen, Improving health. boom. So like I said, for some of you guys, you are changing your diet. You are looking into what you're putting into your body. You're changing your body in some ways, or you're just tuning into your body in a way that maybe you haven't before with this alignment here. And again, this cup. So we got the Ace of Cups kind of reflecting here twice. So this is all about self-love, self-appreciation, and self-validation, which is absolutely beautiful. Okay. And I think that that's what you need for this next chapter. Take action. You're going to be doing things that you haven't done before. I'm being drawn to that image of the unicorn, that Pegasus imagery here, because like perhaps you are a unicorn. Perhaps you identify with unicorn imagery, but you're different. You know, people don't even know if you're real. Pulling back to that Neptunian energy. People don't even know if you're real, and sometimes you don't even know if you're real, but I don't think that that's for you to determine or not. It's between you and the universe, your soul's journey. Now you're bringing other people into this journey, so you're going to be opening yourself up to certain criticisms, to certain competitions or whatever, but that shouldn't stop you. That shouldn't stop you from pursuing your dream. That shouldn't stop you from taking action. So again, just mirroring that full card. So your next chapter is really going to be filled with you just doing the unexpected, you stepping out of your comfort zone, stepping back into the world, really getting in tune with yourself, your body, letting, again, faith take its course, trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, and really having overall a good time, filled with little drama and stuff, but hey, that's just a little sauce to make it spicy, pile one. So let's get your animal card and then we'll get you out of here. Wow. Heron, patience. Create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed, Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently towards your purpose. Step confidently towards your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. So all this beautiful purple energy, and purple is royal. It's a royal color. I can't think of what chakra it relates to off the top, off dome. So I apologize. One day I will have that down pat. But today's not that day. But anyways, I just feel like there is still a level of patience that's required because this isn't happening tomorrow. Like I said, you got to get through June. With all these retrogrades and all this craziness. So July, August, you'll be feeling more like yourself and you'll be stepping into this energy. And I do think that you'll have more than one, more than two people coming towards you, fighting for your affection, but really step confidently towards your purpose. That is exactly what's happening. And I think that you're going to be finding that confidence from within first and foremost. Okay. So that is what I got for you, pile one, for your Cosmo Quickie. What's your next chapter? It looks mad dope. It looks like a lot of fun. Not gonna freaking lie, guys. So yeah, so that's what I got for you. Leaving this out of here. I don't know, my Cash App is being funky if you would like to donate to the channel. So please go through PayPal if that interests you. That information is in the description box below. Like I said, I'm not currently taking any new clients. I will be, but not right now because I'm traveling and doing. So just be mindful of that, guys. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. I have been slacking on my TikTok, but again, I've been traveling. I've been taking like a semi-quasi break. But again, we're going to be back up, ripping and running soon enough, guys. So thank you so much, pile one. Peace. Until next time. Alrighty. Alrighty, let's move on to pile number 2. I don't know, I just got excited for pile 2 and I'm not really sure why. So, let's look into it. Hello, pile 2. This is AD with Kosmostrology and I'm going to be doing your pick a card reading. Your Cosmo Quickie is what is next in life? What's my next chapter? Like, what's the next thing? You know, and of course I was saying in the intro, sorry, I had to take a sip of my coffee. Of course, I was saying in the intro, you know, I'm sure that we'll dig deeper, but this is just a quick snapshot on what you can expect to come in next, especially as the world seems to be opening back up. So let's hop straight into it. This is a timed reading, so I'm going to hit the timer, and then we're going to go straight into it. So we're starting off here with the number 3, and this is a very Empress card. So if you were drawn to this image, perhaps there could be pregnancy, fertility, or just abundance you're creating. There's something here about creation. So let's get straight into it. Let's see what's going on for pile 2. Hitting the timer. Boom. We're in this thing. And we're going to be looking at your astrology cards first, guys. Please, please, please keep in mind, I do subscribe to Vedic Astrology, so my placements could be a tad different from yours, but the energy should read about the same. And I do think that you should hopefully be astrologically literate in as many astrologies as you can, so you can get as many perspectives. If you like Western, that's beautiful. Everybody else and their cousin does Western, so if you like to compare this reading to others, then you can. Don't know why I specifically went on that tangent for y'all, but maybe there's more new people here. So hello, welcome new people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you're old, period, you know what it is, all right? So let's start off here. We go Venus. Oh, beautiful energy. So love, abundance. So we're speaking to Taurus, Libra energy here. Let's keep moving to see where this goes. Oh yeah, Scorpio. Some people could be Venus and Scorpio, so really intense relationships, really intense connections. Libra, I balance. And 5th house. And then Saturn return age. So pile 2. Your next chapter does certainly involve partnership. And it could involve children with 5th house here. There's going to be some major changes in your partnerships. Some of you, if you are like, I'm single as a Pringle, okay, you are going to be in this really intense connection. Especially with the Scorpio, a lot of passion, a lot of fire, could be twin flame-ish. You might end up having a child with this person, like I said, with the 3 of with the 3 card here, with this Empress energy kind of at the bottom. Some of you guys could be welcoming a child. That's your next chapter. If that does not resonate with you at all, and you are in a relationship right now, I see that there being major changes and shifts within that connection. Some of you will end up breaking up from the connection that you're in right now and entering a new one that is going to be long-term. If this relationship isn't what you want, you're going to be meeting somebody else very soon. And this next person, this is the person that you've been waiting for. This is a karmic energy with the Saturn return age here, and it's going to last for a long time. And again, there could be children that come out of this connection. But yeah, if none of that's on your radar, regardless, you are going to be entering a very intense connection soon. So that kind of seems to be what your next chapter is. The cool thing about this connection is, all relationships are unique. I try to stay away from labels, toxic, I try to stay away from that, because everybody's a little toxic, everybody's a little narcissistic. I promise you, if my ex got to talk about my ass, oh my gosh, you would think that I was just the evil ice queen, and to him I was. And to me, he's the terrible ice king, you know what I'm saying? So we can go back and forth forever. So I don't want to label or categorize this relationship before it even starts, but I am going to use the word intense because it is going to inspire creativity, right? If you're an artist, or if you have any type of, you've been looking for that spark, this connection is going to bring in a lot of creativity and a lot of sparks for you. So it's really going to help, but it is going to be intense. It is going to take a lot of twists and turns, and it is going to teach you a lot of lessons, but this is long term. So you're about to enter into like a really long term, scorpionic, transformative connection. The sex will be spectacular. Regardless of how this is finding you, be it a complete change in relationship. For some of you, we'll look into the cards, but for most of you here, unless you really don't resonate with this, and that is okay. You know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. If this does not resonate with you, it probably resonates with somebody else who's watching this. So please don't get all beside yourself, being like, okay, it wasn't for you. That's totally fine. Back to the original message. But I just feel like for most of you, this is going to be a completely new relationship. I just have an energy of like a match being burned. This relationship kind of comes out of nowhere. But it's exactly what you've been manifesting and praying for. Perhaps you've been trying to manifest it with one specific person in mind, but pile 2, I do think it's going to be a new energy. I do think that this is a new relationship. So let's keep going. If you're in no way, shape, or form trying to talk about relationships, then I haven't done pile 3 yet, but you might want to pick another pile, because with Venus being the first card out, if this resonated with you, and even this Empress energy, guys, I was really drawn to this Empress energy. So this does involve connection, but if this doesn't resonate with you, then please just go ahead and pick another pile, because it might not be your message, but it's somebody's message. All right, okay, so we got Pisces energy here. Very spiritual. And I'm also getting Neptune. Neptune came out in pile 1. So, but I'm being called to like say Neptune here because there's a lot of illusions that are going to be illuminated. Okay. Let's keep going. Your message is very interesting. It's very different from pile 1. Air, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And so it's interesting to be paired with this Piscean energy. So I just imagine that there's a lot of conflicting energy, pile number 2. And I say this as a person with a crap ton of Pisces and Aquarius. Specifically my Venus is in Pisces and then my Mars is in Aquarius. So you might have your Venus in a water sign and your Mars in an air sign or some type of contradictory energy. What do I mean by that? I mean that your love language is you need and value your freedom, but yet you require dissolving into your partnerships, right? That is a contradiction. You're like, okay, I need to be on my own. I don't want to answer to anybody. I don't want to be bound to any specific relationship. I want to be able to explore my life as I see fit. I don't want to have to answer to anybody. Yet, I want this super beautiful, all-encompassing soulmate, twin flame type love. I would love to just melt into my partner's eyes. I would love to look into them and then we just become, one in the stratosphere of life and we enter into the cosmos every time that we unite bodies. But then the moment that that's over, you're like, but you can't tell me what to do. Okay, so see how that's confusing to people that are outside of you. I say that with a lot of love because that is how I am. It's my life's journey. It's my life's path to be that way. So I'm gonna have to work on that. So that's why this connection is so challenging, because you have to be able to find the middle ground of like this kind of Disney World image that you have of love, and then this very masculine need for independence. So this next relationship is going to really challenge that. If this isn't, I feel like the relationships that you've had in the past, pile 2, you've been able to kind of do both of them. You've been able to kind of weed between them, meaning like you could find excuses for why this person wasn't the one, but you didn't want to be lonely, so you kept entertaining it. This next person is evenly matched, right? You guys are karmic. You guys are fated. You have signed a soul contract with Saturn here. Even with Scorpio energy here, this is very twin flamey energy. So this person is your equal. So you're not going to be able to just kind of play these kind of games that you usually get away with, and like that elusiveness. Like this is maybe you're the type to like disappear and be like, oh, I'm just going to fade into the background. This person will come out with a flashlight and be like, where are you? I'm looking for you. No, here. Come back. You're not getting away from me, right? So it's going to challenge this more flighty side of you and this daydreamy side of you, and really challenge you to like ground this relationship, ground a commitment. And again, that's why some of you will have a child with this person, because you're not going to be able to bust out of it. So if you're in a committed relationship with somebody that you already feel is your twin flame, then your next chapter will be giving birth to something, be it a business, but for most of you, a child. And yeah, if not, then the next connection that you enter into will be with your twin flame, and you guys probably will at least have one child together. So that's your next chapter. Whoo! Whoa, Venus again. I'm telling you, love. This is a very relationship centered. So if you didn't want to hear this, then go pick another pile. So we got Venus coming in here again, Libra, Taurus energy. So your person could be Libra, Taurus. Again, we got some complementary energy going on here with Pisces, with water, Venus. So there is an exalt. So I just imagine some of you definitely are hopeless romantics, but that side of you that stays and remains detached is really going to be challenged. It's going to be challenged. I just looked up and we're at 33 minutes. So it's interesting to see that number 333 repeat itself. So just be mindful when you see 333, 33, or just the number 3. That's for you, because you are in the process of creating and expanding, which is absolutely beautiful. But I just feel like your relationship with love is about to change. And you do have a very high ideal. And I imagine that you are a great partner when you want to be. But when you want to be left alone and doing your own thing, then you're like, I'm done with it. And this person is not going to allow you to do that. And I think that this is kind of what you manifested. I think that this is what you need. And again, if you're an artist or creative of any type, or even just like trying to build your own thing, this relationship is going to inspire the crap out of you. You will be at a pinnacle energy of just all-time creativeness. Your ideas are going to flourish. So that's also with this next chapter too. You're just going to be so inspired to step into your own divine femininity. And this person is going to encourage you and also challenge, which I think is so necessary. What's that song? No, so necessary. Oh man, let's just change clothes and go. So that is Jay-Z featuring Pharrell, Change Clothes. So yeah, for some of you guys, especially with Venus coming up twice, you're, ooh man, a new makeover. So you're going to be like really being, again, able to express yourself physically through your fashion. So if you've been thinking about fashion changes and all the other stuff, this is a encouragement from Spirit that like, yeah, it's time for you to donate that stuff to Goodwill and go get a new wardrobe. Because that's also coming in for you. Let's keep going. Boom, Sun card. So that ego. So again, complementary energies over here. Excuse me, Pisces, Taurus. And then we got air, sun. So air, sun are complementary. So that's why I'm like, there's a complementary energy between you two, between you people. I hate saying you people, but I don't know what else to say. But both of your egos are going to be challenged but built up within this connection. And then again, just pairing it with Saturn, Spirit is like, listen, you signed on to this. This is your karma. Saturn came out not once, but twice. So this is a long-term commitment for you. This is you dealing with your own inner demons, kind of figuring out, where does this detachment come from? Why do you dream of love, but yet cannot fully immerse yourself into a connection? What is that? Pinpointing that, working on that, stepping outside of self to an extent, you know, children, relationships, as unique and individual as you are. You know, now you're being put in this position where that's being challenged with Saturn here. So there's a lot of major lessons that are coming towards you, but not all is not lost. I'm telling you, Saturn, the sun and Saturn don't necessarily get along here because, you know, here's the ego. Here's a freaking ego. And you're like, this sucks. And Saturn is like, no, 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 no. You have to listen to what I'm doing. So the sun doesn't particularly care for Saturn. But listen, Saturn loves Venus, okay? But you have to work. So Saturn will, if you work through this and you clear this karma within your next chapter, I'm really seeing the number 5. So this next connection can last about 5 years, certainly longer than 5 months. But there's going to be a lot of love and abundance that comes into you with Venus. If you pay Saturn the respects and you do the work, you will be so abundant. All right. Money is going to improve. How you spend money, how you think about money is going to be different. And it could, again, be with this person, be because of this person, but this is your own personal journey. You're just meeting a partner, a soulmate, a karmic that you've signed on to kind of navigate this next chapter, because they're going to trigger you and you're going to trigger them, and then y'all got to work it out. But the relationship will be very abundant and very loving. So it's a lot. Your next chapter of Pile 2 is very complex. I'm excited. I think it's very positive, and I think this is what you've manifested for yourself. Particularly if you've been single or if you've been wanting to have a child. It depends where you are on the spectrum, but this is what you manifested for yourself. But it's going to be challenging because you're going to have to, I feel, step out of some of your air qualities and tune more into your Piscean energy, regardless if you have that in your chart. You know what I mean? All right, let's move into the tarot. So we got the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, oh my gosh, and the Three of Cups. So, and it was funny because when I was doing when I pre-shuffled these cards, your cards fell out quicker than everything else. So it's interesting to see this Knight energy. Starting off with the Knight of Pentacles, there's like this stop-start. So there's different competitions that are coming towards you. So love is just going to be your focus. Like I said, for some of you guys, you're in a relationship with somebody. It's been taking a long time to kind of come through. And then you end up meeting somebody who's just like, let's do this right now. They're very, very fire ruled. So Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, they just hop into it. So then you find yourself in kind of like this weird third party situation. But again, this is challenging that karma. It's okay. Not coming from a place of judgment at all. Spirit is unique. And the storylines that God be coming up with, baby, you know, are crazy. So don't judge how this happens at all, because I just see competing energies, especially with these knights facing one another, and they're so contradictory. And again, fire scorches earth every time. So whatever this new energy that's coming in, it's going to burn again like a match whatever you've been working towards or building, but it's exactly what you needed. This other energy, in my opinion, has been very slow. If that's not resonating with you because you're fine in the connection that you're in and you wanted a child, then it's going to change el rapido, okay? You've been putting a lot of time, a lot of effort. There's been a lot of delay, but listen, when that 2 becomes 3, everything is going to change very quickly. So just take it on how it resonates, guys, on where you are in your journey. For others of you, if you've just been single, you spent a lot of time being single, guess what? Somebody's going to come in. They're not going to let you be single anymore. And so now you're going to have to entertain other people, other energies. So that really is the vibe that I'm getting. So take it as it resonates with you. But pile 2, you are all on this journey of stepping into connectivity, which I think is something that you've been comfortable in avoiding connectivity, because then it's been able to happen in your imagination, which is beautiful, but that's not actually what you truly want. Oh my gosh, I'm like running my mouth and I'm already about to not make the timing, but it's okay. It's okay. So we got the Fool card, the King of Cups, and the Hangman. Again, so much Piscean energy. Oh my gosh. So kind of ping-ponging off of what I felt in pile 1, totally different. There's been a lot of energy here surrounding you, in my opinion, whether you're a masculine or a feminine. Oh my gosh. Whether you're a masculine or a feminine, I feel like you've held a lot of your emotions in, and this next chapter for you is going to force you to step out of your feelings. Some of you have very strong scorpionic placements or 8th house placements. So you kind of are able to get off on being mysterious. You're able to get off on keeping a secret. And again, it could be Pisces too. I'm not necessarily picking up so much on Cancer, but we'll throw Cancer in the mix too. Just any water signs in any of the water houses, 4th, 8th, 12th house, or again, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Any of those energies will give you this kind of vibe. Let's go with the word vibe, where you just keep a lot of emotions in for yourself. You rather handle things by yourself. And then, I'm sorry not to call you out, but again, remember who you're talking to. I'm about the same, okay? Then you get off on this story of like, nobody understands me, nobody gets me, nobody asks how I'm doing, da 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 da. Yet, you know, you're not gonna tell them even if they did ask. So this next chapter for you is going to challenge that. It's gonna cause you to step outside of this isolated King of Cups energy, where you got to get to sit in your own self, where you don't have to express yourself. This person is going to challenge you. And I do imagine that this person could be younger with this Knight energy here, or they just are a younger soul. You're like an old soul. This person's a very young, youthful energy, and they're going to be like, no, we're talking. No, we need to get it out. No, 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 no. They're very aggressive. Different from any of the energies that you've dealt with before. Totally different. They've come to spice things up. So yeah, let's keep moving, because like I said, I'm already kind of moving early. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. So we got, look, the Emperor, the Ace of Cups, Cancer. So Cancer energy is here too. So that's really funny. So again, I had to take it back, right? So any of those water placements, any of those water signs, you hold a lot of your emotions in, and it takes you a very, very, very long time to open up and express. But you are about to step into a connection. Look at this upgrade. Oh my God, the 333. Like I said, for some of you, man, I'm telling you, you're in a connection right now. You're about to meet somebody who's totally different, and they're going to want to move very quickly. But perhaps you're emotionally invested in the connection that you've had for a while, because you're not just the type to be like, oh, well, found a new man who's richer, bye. You know, like, I don't think that you're the type. I think that you're very loyal. But again, you're being challenged. You're going to be coming from these two very conflicting energies. But this Emperor down here is grounded as they are fiery, you know, and so they've kind of done the work. They're the person that you've been manifesting for yourself. I just think that you've been trying to manifest it with somebody specific if you're already in a relationship and that's not the one. Or again, if you're single, you weren't really expecting to meet the one, so then it scares you when they do come in, because now you're in a relationship, and that's different from being in a relationship than the one that was in your head and in your imagination, right? So this is all coming from different ways, but I just imagine that spirit is gifting you with some real love here. Now the Moon card, the Pisces Hangman card, the Three of Cups card is definitely serving me third party connections. Something cannot move the way that you want it to move, okay? Something cannot move at the pace and the speed that you want it to move. It's delayed for whatever reason. And some of you, it's because there's 3 people involved. And again, if it's a child, well, then that delays things a lot because now there's a third person. So just, again, you got to take it how it resonates because I'm seeing so many different storylines, but I hope that it makes sense for wherever you are in your journey. And this is positive. Take a leap of faith. The Fool card, the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Hangman. I just feel like something comes in hot and heavy and then it kind of stops. And that's okay. But your next chapter is really going to be filled with a lot of emotional. You're going to be very emotional, and you don't possibly, you probably don't consider yourself to be very emotional, or you keep your emotions under wraps, but you're not going to be able to keep them under wraps anymore. In fact, the more that you express Knight of Wands, Leo energy, again, fire, Aries, Sagittarius, the more that you express your emotions in a creative way, the more that you'll be rewarded for them. So I definitely see some interesting things. And for some of you guys, if you're single as a Pringle, if you're really single and you've been manifesting this Emperor, it could be them that's in that third party connection. You know, it might not be you who's balancing too, or both of you guys are balancing, but I can't help but see that there was so much Saturn there. So this is like this connection is going to take a long time. If you've already in it or out of it, it's a long connection, and there are many, many lessons to learn from this, and it is a soul contract. So whatever mess, quote unquote, that this involves, it's your journey to improve on these issues, right? But at the end of the day, there's a lot of love here. Do not be fooled by the emperors in your life. Do not be fooled by the masculines in your life. They hold a lot of love for you, even if they're not really good at expressing this. And if they move slowly in the past, things will pick up. But I just imagine other energies entering the stratosphere. And that's just that. That's just that, you know? That's what I'm getting from your tarot. So let's go ahead and move into your oracle cards. But woof, your next chapter is going to be something. Knight of Wands. And I do imagine, you know, I do want to say too, pile number 2 is like, this is not going to be like a weekend or a summer time. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is your next chapter. So this is going to be some years that you're kind of in this, I don't want to use the word weird because that's not fair, but just in this hanged man energy where you're really, your perspective and your perception of love and relationships is going to be shifted, and you will be enlightened. Okay, so you're going to be coming out of the dark into the light, but in the meantime, you're just suspended and like all this energy where you can't really act on the things that you want to act on because you have to clear karma before that can happen. So that's your next chapter. This big energy, Venus karma, okay, is coming in relationships. Wow. So we got milk and honey, wow, which is beautiful, happiness, rainbows, and then we got chop wood. It's just gonna take work. It's just gonna take work. Whoever this person is, whether you know them or not, y'all chose to come in to work out and box demons, period. You're not gonna be able to get out of it, period. Even if you killed yourself, I hate saying that, but even if you killed yourself, you would still be born again to deal with the shenanigans. It'll keep coming back until you deal with it. So work on it. Like I said, Saturn loves Venus, so you'll be blessed abundantly after you get out of this chapter. The following chapter will be gorgeous, but there's work that has to be done, absolutely, to get to your overall happiness, but it's in the cards for you. You will be happy. I hope that this was not a doom and gloom reading because this is very positive. This is just realistic. I was like, people can say whatever they want about my readings, but at the end of the day, I'm very realistic, okay? So this is just a realistic depiction of a relationship. Nothing is a fairy tale. And I think that you know that with that Pisces air combo, and so that's why that's being challenged, because it can be a fairy tale at points in times, which you will have, but it takes work to build up to that. And I think that if you're a mature, responsible, spiritual person, you know that. So that's what's coming in for you. Let's keep going. Remain positive. told you. Just remain freaking positive. It really is in your best interest, even if this relationship has started out funky as freak, you know, funky as funk, okay? Remain positive through it. You cannot judge your own personal karmic love journey on societal standards. That's everything. So yes, there might be other people involved in this connection. Yes, it might start off a little messy. Yes, all this other stuff can happen, but this is your journey. Don't judge yourself. Don't judge your spirit, okay? Don't judge your soul for how this path unfolds, okay? Because it's very personal between you and spirit, okay? So let's look into your cards. Wow, Hawk Messenger. Spirit is sending you messages. Open your greater vision to see the signs. Focus on priorities and eliminate distractions. You have a bright future. Let yourself ascend to new heights. I'm telling you, some of you guys already knew that this message was coming and you didn't want it. So this is another sign that the person that you've been investing in is not the one. The moment that you allow that to happen, then this next energy will come in. And then that person that you've been investing in will probably try to step up for the plate. And that's how we end up in a weird third-party situation. But Spirit wants you to take that leap of faith first. Pay attention to the signs. Follow your own intuition. Please. Please. Look at all this freaking brown energy. Again, Earth, Saturn, ground it, all right? And then we got beautiful, dear love. Be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. Beautiful. And if you are into Vedic astrology at all and you're familiar with yonis, perhaps some of you have a dear yoni, which would put your moon in Scorpio and the nasaktra of Jaish, no, not Jai, and Ayurada. I know I'm saying that wrong, but it's the one that starts with an A. So some of you are Scorpio moon, hence why you're so intense. But regardless, if that doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. Look at this. Love. This is all about self-worth. All of this is happening. All of this is being challenged because you deserve the best and you will get the best, but you got to do the work, follow the signs, listen to your own intuition. Yeah, so very interesting next chapter, Pal 2. So that's really what I got for you. Let me know if this makes any type of sense. If it doesn't, then that's fine too. I guess you can let me know. But you can also pick another pile. Don't listen to an entire reading that's not for you. I'm quick to be like, if it doesn't resonate with me in like the first couple minutes, I'm like, this isn't my message. So I'm going to go ahead and pick another pile or just listen to another reading. But this was super specific, guys. So I really hope that this made some type of sense to you. I appreciate everything that you got going. You should appreciate everything that you got going with that love message and self-worth, but major changes coming to you on a relationship front. And this is again what you've been manifesting, and for some of you it will manifest as a child. The third party is a freaking child, so just be mindful of that. Alrighty, thank you so much, Pal 2. Yeah, my quick spiel, check out that description box below. I'm currently not booking any new clients, but I will be sooner rather than later, guys. If you'd like to donate and contribute to the channel, you don't have to, but if you'd like to, please do it through PayPal. My Cash App is being funky right now and I don't feel like dealing with it, so Cash App is not the wave right now, but that's okay. TikTok, Instagram, all that is also in the description box. And yeah, all right, I think I'm done. Bye, Pal 2. I love you so much. I'm just rambling to the birds. Okay, so let's hop into this. So this is for pile number 3. Hello, I am AD with Kosmostrology, and I'm going to be doing your pick a card reading for what is my next chapter, guys. So this is if you picked this imagery here, if this spoke to you, or you're just a pile 3 person. So I'm really seeing a lot coming together in very mysterious ways. This is serving me very high priestess energy. So it just seems like all the elements are going to be combined in this really mysterious way. So perhaps you've been focusing on your own witchiness, your own spiritual relationship and all that good stuff. We have 3, which represents creativity, abundance, and then we move into 9, which is very karmic, and the almost it symbolized closing a cycle, but it's like you're almost there. It's not quite 10 yet, but it's right there. We got 12, which puts us back at 3. So a lot of things just coming together, a lot of creation coming together is really what I'm hearing. Okay, so let's look into it. What is up for Pile 3's next chapter, guys? Of course, this is a time reading. I've been not even meeting the time requirements, and I think it's just because I missed y'all so freaking much. But that's okay. I'm going to hit the timer here, and then we're going to start off with your astrology guards. Please remember that I do subscribe to Vedic Astrology. My placements might be a little different than yours, but the energy should read about the same. And again, highly encourage everyone to be as spiritually literate and as astrologically literate as you can be with as many astrologies as possible. Okay, so like know your Chinese birth year, know your Western chart, know your sidereal chart. You know, that's what I'm saying. All right, let's get into it. Boom, 6th house, Virgo represented here. So daily routines are being affected. Let's keep going. Haha, Aquarius, I know. Some of you guys could be a Virgo rising, which would put Aquarius in the 6th, but that doesn't matter for everyone. But I just feel like there's going to be a radical shift to what you end up doing on your day-to-day basis. Pile 3, that's in your next chapter. You know, there's going to be a lot of changes. For some of you guys, this could be changes to your health, changes to your diet specifically. So let's keep going. Woo! Yeah, destiny. Okay. So you could be doing something very different and very revolutionary. But again, this is so interesting that we start off with the 6th house, which has to do with day-to-day. Also, the 6th house can deal with disputes and hidden enemies. So let's keep going. I don't know if that's going to play into this, but I just imagine, you know, as you rise and step into this star energy with Aquarius, of course, you're going to find out that there could be some deceptive energies that are around you. So just being mindful of that. I don't think that's going to be the focus of the reading, but just, you know, when cream rises to the tops, there's always going to be some hateration, holleration coming from the bottom, period, you know, always. And that's just that. So then we got, 12th house eclipse. I'm at 12th house escape. And then we got solar eclipse. I'm going to pull this out too. Because this is a change. This is an eclipse energy. The 6th house, they're opposites. So you got Virgo and Pisces represented here, paired with Aquarius. So I just feel like you could be bringing in very spiritual practices into your day-to-day routine, which are going to radically change your life and where you stand and fit in the world. But this is your destiny. It is personal to you. I'm trying to see. This is such an interesting little... These are really big energies, but I just feel like just radical change, radical shifts. Leo, Aquarius represented here. So some of you are revolutionaries, or you're doing something that is revolutionary, and it is going to change your day-to-day. Let's keep going. Let's keep freaking going, because these are really great energies. So your next chapter is just going to be your how you're living day-to-day right now is not going to be the same. It's just not for your next chapter. You're gonna be doing something totally different than what you thought. So we got water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio represented here, but also divine intuition, divine empathy and intelligence. There's really, like I said, there's just a very psychic high priestess energy coming from you. So I'm just imagining that you're using your spiritual gifts for sure to change your destiny. A real magician energy too. This is very complex, Pile 3. So let's keep going. Aries, boom. Pluto, Mars. Oh, Scorpio. All right, so changes. Changes. Oh my gosh. Death is what I'm hearing. Like, oh, everything is dying in a beautiful way to make room. I don't imagine that there's going to be any deaths that are surrounding you. I'm not getting that at all. But just, again, Pluto, radical shifts and changes. There's a major transformation. I do think that this next lifetime, this next chapter in your life is just going to be very different. But here's the thing, it's still secret. There's a lot happening underneath the surface. Look at all this water energy. Oh my gosh. And they have Mars. So you're like moving through, I got an image of like a shark in the depths of the water. Like you're just moving very quickly and nobody kind of knows where you're coming from. I can't wait to get into the tarot. And then Mercury. So communications, Gemini. I was about to say, I'm really getting specifically Gemini and Virgo rising and Gemini Virgo moon. Or in the 6th house, moon in the 6th house, or moon in the 3rd house. Again, that might not mean anything to you, but if it does mean something to you, then this is your reading. I really just get that there's something here about communications that is going to change, but you're not going to be able to share this next chapter with too many people, which is so fascinating. So I'm going to go ahead and move into the tarot, simply because there's a lot of Mars energy. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of desire that you're moving towards, but it's still stunted in a way, not in a negative way. It's just, you're doing a lot of underground work. It's just very underground. Dig a tunnel. You're digging tunnels. Okay, let's keep going. I don't have to, let's not dwell. All right, King of Swords. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy, specifically Aquarius and Gemini. But yeah, let's keep going. The Knight of Swords. Oh my gosh, so much Mercury, so much communication and information coming in. And then we have the Queen of Cups. So I'm going to keep pulling, guys. I don't want to say stumped, but this is very interesting. Oh my gosh. The Ace of Cups, the Sun card, the Ace of Swords. Whoo-wee. Secrets. All right, secret relationships, secret communication, again, like an underground railroad. Perhaps you're being a part of a movement. There we go. You could be a part of a movement, pile number 3, that is happening underground. It's not ready to be in the forefront, but you're definitely going to be a part of this underground movement, and shaping and moving the conscious collective forward, specifically with that Aquarius energy. So I'm really getting, we're in this really space of like social prohibition. We're back in the 20s, right? And the 20s was a revolutionary time for the arts and creativity and all the other stuff with, the Harlem Renaissance, for instance, the bootleggings, the bootleggers, the mafia. I know I'm the gangsters, when people get very beside themselves on what people can and can't do, the devil loves to come out and play. And so I'm really getting this energy here where your soul is meant to be a part of that underground movement that is silently challenging the status quo. And so that's why this happens underground. It does look like there's a partnership that's coming in. So perhaps you might want to watch pile 2, because I was very relationship heavy. So you might have 2 messages here in this reading, but I really do get that if you pick pile number 3 first, it really is talking about your craft. But I just want you to know that there is going to be a connection that comes in that kind of guides through this. So you're not going through this solo dolo, but you are in the midst of rising. Look at this. We have the sun beautifully in the middle of this deck. And again, all this communication cards. So you are meant to communicate your truth. I think your truth is different. I think that you are coming from a different space. You could even be Moon and Aquarius, guys, or just have strong Aquarius energy too, where like, yes, you feel differently than how the sheeple feel right now, but you are meant to be a light in a dark space. Don't be afraid of it. Jesus Christ was crucified. I don't know how I always end up talking about Jesus Christ in pile 3, but Jesus Christ was definitely crucified for just telling the truth, right? But he has life everlasting. We're still talking about this man 2,000 years later, right? Martin Luther King, another prime example. Somebody has to say it. Somebody has to do it. Somebody has to take that leadership role. We got Leo entering here, and I do think that your message will actually be welcomed. It'll be challenged, but I think that it'll be welcomed. But like I said, there's a partnerships that are coming in. I don't think that you're doing this alone. Obviously, you're not going to be the only person that picks pile 3. So this is a movement that is moving, that you are meant to be a major key and a part of. So do not be afraid to be a revolutionary. Your next chapter is going to involve a lot of revolutionary energy. But look at these beautiful cards, the Ace of Cups to the Ace of Swords, understanding, communication, creativity with Leo energy. Leo's all about the drama. In Vedic astrology, Beyonce and Michael Jackson moved from Virgo to Leo, which the queen and king of entertainment. It makes complete sense in my opinion. So with that Leo energy being here, you could definitely be a king or queen or of some sort of creative industries that are coming through, because you are spitting some revolutionary Ars facts. In fact, Michael Jackson was a Leo sun, Aquarius moon. So that is really something. And he was definitely revolutionary. I mean, he completely moved our music MTV single-handedly, you know, gave MTV some credit. The moonwalk, even Billie Jean, where he was like, I want to walk and have it light up. Like, that's very Moon and Aquarius energy. So I get that coming in for you, regardless. Don't know why I'm going on Jesus. Went from Jesus to Michael Jackson, period. Pile 3, you're getting all of it. So let's keep going. Let's get this last row out. So we got the 3 of Swords. The Magician. Didn't I mention the Magician? Yeah. Some of you guys are certainly starting to work with alchemy. Also known, alchemy is kind of like the masculine version. I feel like witchcraft is the feminine version, but it's the same thing. You're taking your ideas, your faith, your spiritual knowledge, and turning, you know, water into wine. You're turning lead into gold. And I just think that there's going to be only so many people who can be privy to that information, but you're going to be a leader in that. You're certainly going to be amongst one of the people, if you want to and you aspire to be one of the people that go down in history as being a part of this change of getting out of this social prohibition that we're in, because, you know, we are in one. Again, with all this Mercury, it's all about communication. Okay, let's keep going. So we got the 4 of Pentacles. And you got an extra card. Oof, you hear my voice crack? You got an extra card to the Ace of Wands. All this communication. Oh my gosh. So I really just feel like Spirit is saying, you know, embrace who you are. I hear know thyself. So know yourself. Know what you came to do. Share your opinion. Share your voice with people who are willing to share it, and keep pounding the pavement, because what you're saying is important. What you're saying holds weight. And you also are coming from a space of deep empathy. You're coming from a space of deep love. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. Again, strong scorpionic energy here. And so that's why it's like this is happening on like a underground level, like you know, it really the Underground Railroad. It's just a modern Underground Railroad, so you're gonna be a part of it. So it is a little shady, shisty. It is a little underground, but at the same time, I do think that it has to happen that way in order for the work to be done that way. So when you meet people who are like-minded, share yourself, because you're going to be able to build a coalition of people who think the same. You're going to be a major part of this revolution that's coming through, and your words are going to matter. And you will be protected. I'm also hearing too. So you are protected. But again, this is happening underground. So I hope that you're understanding what I'm saying, because it could sound like it's a contradiction, but it's not. You're just like the underground king. Still a king, just underground. Still a queen, just underground. All right. Let's keep going. So look at this, the manifestations. And let me tell you, your magic is working in this next chapter. I think that you finally realize and understand the power of magic with a K, because you're going to see your manifestations happen very quickly. There's been a lot of delay in the past, but I do think that that's not going to be the case much longer anymore in this next chapter, because you're just able again to turn water into wine, turn lead into gold. People come to you wanting something specific, and you end up blessing them, and they walk away with a completely different experience, and that's absolutely gorgeous. But certainly use your voice, use your creative voice specifically to express yourself, because you are meant to be a part of this movement. We are in social prohibition. You can't say anything, you can't do anything. Like your people are on pins and needles, and I've noticed that a lot of people with Aquarian energy, myself included, have been made very uncomfortable, because like we're used to being able to do what we want, you know, and Aquarius energy is so philanthropic, it's so humanitarian. And so right now, when you see other humans who are acting in the name of righteousness, right, and who are shunning others, that's very disturbing to the soul if you have any Aquarius placements, or even 11th house placement. So I just feel like it's time for you to step into that eclipse, that Leo energy, and instead of like complaining about it in the background, move yourself to the forefront and start changing it. You know, Spirit wants you to give yourself permission in order to do that. And again, as long as you're coming from a place of love and compassion and divine intelligence, I do think that your communication will hit. Let's see, you know, there has been heartbreak, heartache with the 3 of Swords here. under the Ace of Cups, perhaps there's been miscommunications in your past connections and relationships, or there's been disappointment, or you have to say no to something that you really didn't want to say no to. You thought that this is what you wanted, but you found out that this is not what you wanted at all. And so you've been stuck, but you're moving out of this stuckness with the Four of Pentacles to the Eight of Wands here. That's a gorgeous combination because it does highlight that, like, listen, you've been sitting in your comfort zone, and you're going to be blasted out of your comfort zone. And how you do that is to use your voice. It could be singing, could be writing, could be both, could be storytelling, could be YouTube, could be Twitter, any form of communication. You are in the money, and you're going to be a breakout star is what I'm hearing. And you're going to be a leader of this underground movement. And people are really going to appreciate you. The people who really fucks with you are really going to fucks with you, Pile 3. I do want to, Spirit is telling me, I want to clarify this King of Swords to the Ace of Cups to the Three of Swords. I do think that whatever it is, it's going to work out for the better of everyone. But I just feel like, yeah, the Eight of Swords. Ooh. The Three of Cups and the King of Wands. All right. The Eight of Wands again. Two more cards, Spirit. What is the Three of Swords talking about? Okay, we got a couple of the Four of Pentacles. Whew. So yeah, Spirit is really just reiterating. Okay, so all this is happening. I highly suggest that you go ahead and watch Pile 2 because I do think that will resonate with you also, because these are the themes that were touched on in Pile 2 in depth. I'm just going to touch on it here in case you don't have time. But essentially, pile number 3, I do feel like you're going to be entering into some sort of connection, but I do sense that there's going to be an energy of third party. And why do I say that? Because there's somebody that I imagine from your past that you've held a lot of love for. They're finally going to reveal themselves. As soon as that happens, there's going to be somebody else who re-enters your sphere, and they're going to be a product of your own manifestation. So both of your manifestations come through. You're like, Spirit, 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 please, please, please let this person come through. I love them. I want them. So Spirit's like, okay. And then out of the other side of your mouth, you are Spirit, 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 F everybody that I've ever talked to. I want a completely new person. I hope that this, that, and the third. And then Spirit's like, okay. So then you end up getting both at the same time. And I do imagine that there's going to be a lot of stress surrounding this, but again, you didn't pick Pile 2 first, so I don't think that is your MO. You know, Pile 2 was extremely relationship focused. You have relationship karma, of course, but I do think that you're really meant to be more of a you're working on more of a global scale too. Your work is very, very much playing a vital role into who you are and even how you get these connections. You could be messing with some pretty powerful individuals, if you know what I'm saying. And that also could be a worry too. Because like these people are really powerful, the people that you're going to be connecting with. And again, with that underground movement, like I mentioned, mafia, I don't know. I'm just a deliverer of your messages, okay? I'm not trying to say what it is or isn't, but I'm just imagining that there are some sort of ties. There is some nefariousness just because it has to happen that way, because this is against mainstream. It's against status quo. Anything that is against the status quo, against what has been established by the government or by the social mores, it's gonna be frowned upon, period. It's against what everybody thinks is right. So that's not a bad thing, but I just pick up on this energy here where you're gonna end up kind of stuck in like this between two people for a minute. All right, and this is your next chapter, so it does play a major role into your personal development and kind of who you are and what you're doing. But I imagine that you have a deeper kind of soul tie to the world and being a part of this change in an actual like physical manner. And if you are Pile 2 and you watch Pile 2 and then you're watching Pile 3, I'm not coming for your journey at all, because now you're at Pile 3, but I just feel like you're coming at it differently. You know, Pile 3 is kind of watching this from the sense of like, all right, career first, relationship second. You're coming from relationship first, career second. So it just depends. But I just feel like Pile 3 is very career driven. But yeah, we got these different energies that are coming through. So you're going to feel like you're in between a rock and a hard place when it comes to your romantic side. But at the same time, your career is going to be doing pretty well, and your messages are going to be abound. So, you know, you're definitely breaking out of your comfort zone. You're breaking out. I just heard specifically breakout star, and perhaps somebody could see you. That's how one of the people enters your life. They could see you, be like, hey, I see what you're doing. I want to be a part of it. But yeah, let me see. I'm trying to look at the outside. Yeah, and the one thing that I really want to say to you, pile number 3, is that your power knows no bounds, okay? You're an extremely powerful manifester. You're an extremely powerful person. And so the thing about some of these connections, I think with both of the connections, the masculine, if you're a feminine, the masculine energy in this connection is going to challenge your femininity. Again, against gender. I'm not speaking about gender. I'm speaking about energies. So this is like, you cannot, there's going to be points and times where you're going to have to break away from the establishment that the masculine put you in, because they think that you're very soft. The masculines that are coming in for you are extremely protective of you. It's kind of what I'm getting. They would go to war for you. It's so funny. I don't see, is there any fire here? No, there's no like wand energy. So that's so interesting. So we have air and water. So maybe that's the mix that you have in your chart. But I just imagine that they want to keep you safe, but what you're doing is inherently unsafe. You know, so at times you're really going to have to challenge the limitations that are put on you, either by the patriarchal system or just by the patriarch in your own life. And that's okay, because I don't think that they're coming from a place of maliciousness or malintent, but they're not recognizing the scorpionic nature of you. They're like, you're like, listen, I can stab, I can do what I got to do. I can survive on my own. Please don't sell me short. But because they see you as like this really positive, fragile light of a person, of a thing, they want to protect you. So sometimes it will be limiting and you will have to break out of that. And so don't be afraid to do that, because at some points in time, I do feel like these relationships, both of them will be kind of suffocating, simply because they're trying to protect you, but you're in a messy business. Do you understand what I'm saying? Being a revolutionary is not easy. You know, Martin Luther King wouldn't have been able to be Martin Luther King if he was scared to speak, you know. Terrible example, because I mean, he ended up getting killed, but I feel like you're feminine. So feminines tend to deal with more spiritual warfare than physical warfare. So they're kind of preparing you for physical. And you're like, no. Mine is on like, I need to watch out for hexes. I need to walk around with black obsidian in my damn pocket. You know, like it's a difference. So I do think that there will be moments in time where this person could be providing you with a lot of financial security. Both of them will be giving you financial security and protection, but you will have to, like, you know, step out of that to continue to just share your message. So that's also a part of your next journey. That's the outer, information. But you watching this video, Pile 3, are so unbelievably powerful right now. And whatever it is that you're manifesting for yourself. So beautiful. All right. Whoa. We have time to go. 45. So if you can see this, you're walking through a bridge to a previously closed door. I feel like you're here right now. Things are going to radically shift for you. Wherever you are right now, Spirit is saying you're going to be busting out of that comfort zone. Some of you, if you're still living with your parents specifically, that's going to change. And you're going to be moving into like this really different chapter. I'm telling you, your next chapter, Pile 3, is so different from what you're doing right now. Your life is about to drastically change and co-create. Boom. So again, with other people's energy, this is, you can watch Pile 2, because this is a multiple thing. You know, it's a system. It's an underground railroad. There's multiple people that are coming for you. There's a network. Again, that Aquarius energy. Aquarius energy is the opposite of Leo. Leo's me, which you will be with the sun card here, but Aquarius is we, us. So there is going to be a we. There is going to be a us. There is going to be a collective energy. There are going to be people that you're working with. Some of them will be romantic. At least 2. You're going to be in between 2 people for some time. You know, this is your next chapter. It's not for play. So that's something to be mindful of. And then You got this co-creation coming, so you're certainly going to be sitting on this edge and hatching it. So it's so funny because I never really paid attention to this card. It's so interesting when images speak to you. But we have this owl, which is like this wisdom, and then we have this cheetah. And so I feel like that's kind of the energies that you're working with. You, the owl, right? You, the owl, on this tightrope with all your wisdom and everything that you've learned and your voice, Mercury, your cause, right? You are alerting any type of energy where the partners that you are being involved with are very fiery in a sense, or very calculated. They want to move extremely quickly. And so they're looking at it from like this very cheetah perspective where they're on the ground. You know, cheetahs can climb trees, but they're not an owl. They can't fly. So I just imagine that you're going to be flying, but it's an odd couple, but it's the perfect partnership because somebody's willing to do the running, do the groundwork, while the other person has a super objective opinion that again helps more than it hurts, as sometimes it will hurt. But for the work to be done, that spirit is asking both of these energies to participate in. You are the owl. I just feel like you're the owl. You're meant to look at this from an objective, wise perspective as you move forward. And then we have this energy of no with an explanation point. So let me look into this. I do just think that that's a no to you being like, you're not meant to be status quo. You're meant to be king. You're meant to do something different. You're not meant to stay in line, okay? So for some of you guys, I'm hearing, yeah, the Two of Swords. For some of you, I'm definitely hearing that, like, you will have to use the word no, specifically when it comes. You're not meant, Pile 3, I don't care if you identify as the masculine or the feminine, you are not meant to work under another masculine. You're really not meant to, answer to masculine. And I'm being very, very careful how I word this because it doesn't mean that the masculines are wrong. But anytime that a masculine is forcing their masculinity on you out of either protection or control, that's when you're supposed to say no, pump the brakes. You are strong enough on your own. I'm surprised the Empress didn't come out. But you're certainly strong enough on your own. So funny, going back to the 3 and 9, which I said, building co-creation with that 3, right? And then the 9, you're still solo. So there's people around you doing solo things. Like, you know, like you're on your own specific mission, but there's other people that are around you to help guide and support. And there's going to be some really great times. I don't want to paint these masculines in a bad light. They're just doing their job, quite honestly, quite frankly, but they're not understanding where you as a feminine is coming from. And so sometimes there will be butt heads and issues, but that is totally okay. You know, it's all out of love. So let's move into... This is so funny. So we got the snow leopard. That's hilarious. Self-reliance. I love it. You are strongly independent and often solitary. Integrity is important for your best outcome. Cloak yourself with invisibility and walk with the shamans. Use your intuition and let your life unfold in silent perfection. Pile 3, this is magnificent shiz, okay? Your next chapter is really doing the groundwork. You are laying a very, very, very specific tunnel, underground railroad. You're a part of that, and it is solitary. You're going to have support, but it is yourself that's doing this for yourself, and you are strongly, fiercely independent. Yes, you will have to learn how to compromise and work with other people, but this is about you. It's all about you, girl. On your 16th birthday. So I just really got that that coming for you, which is beautiful. And again, let your life unfold in silent perfection. That all that scorpionic energy that we were talking about earlier, all that scorpionic energy, this is a change, but it's not going to be loud. The revolution will not be televised, is what I just heard. It's not going to be, but you are going to be mad influential by the time it's all said and done. So do your thing. It's your thing. Hold on. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you. So again, even with the 70s was another just huge movement for creative, boom, robust, okay? So we're stepping into that energy, 20s, 70s, funky times, and you are meant to speak your voice. And then interestingly enough, you got Fox, clever. You are swift and smart. Solutions to problems are easily found. Always listen to your instincts. Resources surround you. Be open to romance. So hilarious. Because this is exactly what I said. You're independent, but be open to romance, because these people that are coming in towards you, I really do feel like there's so much love there with the Ace of Cups there. These people love you. They want to support you, but right now you are still meant to be quite single. You're not meant to answer to anybody right now. You just can't. You can't be a wife in the traditional sense, or a feminine in a relationship, and do the very masculine work that you have to do in the forefront. It's just not gonna work right now. This is just your next chapter. This is not your whole life. This is just your next chapter. So this is what's coming in, but this is a really exciting time, Pile 3. Be open to romance, have fun, flirt, date, do what you gotta do what you wanna do, you know, because again, you're single until there's one of these, you know, until there's a ring on your finger, a real ring, not one of these little fake cheap ones that I got, but like a real ring on your finger. You're single. So just keep that in mind, but be open to romance, because I do think that there's a lot of love coming in towards you. Your manifestations are coming true. Your career is going to be taking off. You're going to be moving up. You're going to be a part of this movement, and you will get your flowers, but it's silent until it's not. So don't, you know, be upset. Harriet Tubman is a classic now, but she couldn't have been too popular then. You know what I'm saying? So that is really what I got for you, pile number 3. Thank you so much for joining me with the Cosmo Quickie. Woo, what was that? I just heard something. Never mind. Thank you so much for joining me with the Cosmo Quickie, guys. I missed you so much. Please check out that description box below. If you'd like to donate to the channel, I would super appreciate that. But you can use my PayPal. I don't know what's going on with my Cash App. I got to check that out. I am going to, yeah, you can follow me on Twitter. Oh, I don't have a Twitter yet, but I am going to make a Twitter, excuse me. But you can follow me on TikTok, and you can follow me on Instagram. And yeah, guys, peace. Until next time, much love.